And we're back in the studio. And here's Modi. Welcome, everybody. Hope you are all having an amazing, whatever time this comes out. It should be in the summer still. And whatever you're doing, walking your dogs, washing your dishes, shopping, however we landed up in your ears, we are so happy to be there in your cup, in your head, draining you and talking to you. And we're in the studio with Dovie Neuberger again, a second time you're on the studio. You were so loved, and I enjoyed being with you so much on the first time you were on.
I was shocked to get the call back because I noticed you don't have a lot of repeat guests besides like Golf Bolino.
No, we don't have a lot of repeat guests. We booked 2 hours, and we had Jeff Ross coming instead of just us. I enjoy watching your videos with me. I was dying to also know, like, when your father saw the video. Yeah. Of Dovie Neuberger, those of you who don't know, is a comedian. Let's start with that. And he is, I don't want to say influencer, because you don't influence anybody, but you
I have a social media
you have
presence,
a social media presence, entertainer. You're an entertainer on social media, but you're not an influencer.
I might be. I just don't like that word.
Yeah,
who would want to be an influencer? It's
but
dirty.
You're not influencing anybody. No one's going to vote some way because of what you say.
I really hope not.
Right, and no one's going to change the way they keep kosher because of you. If anything, it might just
definitely not for the better. Yeah, exactly.
It might just there's no need for kosher at all because of you. But one of the clips we had with you was you saying that you're doing this completely for the shame, for the name of ego.
Yeah.
You're just here. You just want attention. You want to be talked about.
Yeah.
Did your father see that clip?
My father, actually, I don't know what clips he does and doesn't see, because he'll call me. My dad's like very invested. So I
invested in what? In your career?
Yeah.
Oh, so he's into this.
I speak to my parents before and after every show.
You do?
Yeah.
For a bracha, for a blessing.
Well, my mom says to him for me before I go on stage. I'm not like, that's a real thing.
It's huge. Listen to me. Before he died, Rabbi Gross, I called every single time before a show to get a blessing from him, and it's huge. It's huge.
I thought I was crazy, but my mom.
You're so lucky.
Yeah,
you're so lucky. Yeah. So your mom says to Helen for you,
and they're there. They're like there for the bombs. They're there for the good moments. Because your parents are the only people that can't leave you. Really. They don't have a choice.
Yeah, they do. They do. They do have a choice. They can.
I hope they didn't hear that. But anyway, my dad will tell me, he doesn't have Instagram or social media, but he literally Googles me. He says once a week he'll Google me, and he says Instagram lets me watch 1 or 2 videos without having an account. So he'll whenever he Googles me, whatever 2 most recent videos are up, and I just have to pray that they're 2 videos. I don't.
I'm just dying to know if you saw the one that you're saying that you're doing it just for ego. I'm just dying to know if this big rabbi, his son is well, I set you up for no, I'm doing this to heal people and to give chizuk and to give strength to people and all that. And you're no, I want people to talk.
I don't know if he saw it. It would not surprise him at all.
Right.
Because we talk about it a lot, me and him. Every time I get on the phone with my parents, my mom will be there's an almana that really likes your videos. You don't know how much.
Almana, a widow.
Sorry, a widow. And you mean the world to people. You're doing so much good things. And I'm like, Ima, that's not why I'm doing it. I just want you to remember that I'm not a good person.
No. It's good. Don't be crazy. You posted that there's you had the post about when people go to the Ohel, to the Lubavitcher Rebbe's grave, they're posting from there.
Oh, I saw you commented on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course you post from there. You let people know that it exists. Let them look into, let them hit location, find out what it is, ask some questions, Google. Always mention things, always mention the Holocaust, because let them Google and let them see and let them do. And but then you said that some woman.
So basically, there's something called for those who don't know, Orthodox Jew, there's Orthodox clickbait now, girls are very attracted to tefillin for some reason. That's a real thing.
It's hot, yeah.
Girls think tefillin's hot. So there's all these
tefillin are those straps, the leather straps that we wrap on our arm every morning that has the prayer of Shema Yisrael on the head and the arm, and we put it on, and it's a hot move. Sometimes we just feel it and we post it. If I'm in the hotel room, wherever we are, Leo takes a picture of me.
Right, and gets a lot of swipe ups.
Yeah.
Tefillin always hits. So there's a whole industry of influencers now that are called sneas models, modest models. They follow the restrictions of Orthodox Jewish like dress, and they're like claiming that they like talk about like how they're saving the world because like they're showing people that you could be cool and pretty and serious, which is true, but they're also just like the biggest attention whores on the internet.
Right.
And so like one of the things that like I find they do a lot is anytime they'll go to like a kever, they'll like a grave, they'll post like the sexiest picture from the grave site of like them with like a tehillim, like crying into the kotel, something like that, fresh manicure. And I'm just like, I was on this podcast and she asked me about it. I'm like, this is like ridiculous. Like, this is like, I said like, you know what? I decided, people took me too seriously. I don't like, someone like texted me like, you don't get to decide whose prayers are answered. I'm like, I don't actually, obviously their prayers get answered and God listens to every prayer. But like, I made this joke about how like, either you get to keep the content or you get the prayer answer, but you can't get both. And people went nuts. They're like, who is this guy?
Right. It's amazing. You're just stirring them up. It's so good. It just, and it is, who is this guy? Someone who just said that. That's all you are.
All I am.
That's all you are. Someone who just said that. I told you on this show, I quote things. I don't know where they're from. Half of it is from one rabbi, the other half is from another. One's from this portion. I don't even know where they're from. I just, with my dyslexia, I have no idea where anything is in the Torah. I just know it's in there and what to learn from it and what the lesson is, but not like and if you're looking for me for your advice, no, look for me for your jokes. Look for me for a laugh. Don't look for me for.
I never want to be seen as any like religious like input in anyone's life. I think that would be negative for that person. Like I mean, I think I'm entertaining a specific crowd. So like I'll use words that are very religious and I'll talk about religious concepts and people kind of conflate those two things in their head with like, oh, he thinks he's like a religious voice. I don't at all. And I never want to be a religious voice because that comes with so much public scrutiny for me and like my family.
But you're a religious voice in comedy. A
comedic voice for a religious community.
Yeah, yeah.
That's different than being a religious voice though. No one should ever influence their religious standards in their own life based on something I say. I think.
I don't know about that, but okay. What shows did you do Vacation Village yet?
No, Vacation Village is this Saturday night.
Saturday night.
Yeah.
Are you ready for it?
Yeah, so I did a different bungalow colony. I'm really doing like the Borscht Belt tour these days.
And there's nothing wrong with it. It will make you an amazing performer.
Really?
I as one who's worked the Borscht Belt, will tell you it will make you nothing but an amazing. There's no place in the world better to hone your skills as a performer or your craft as a comedian than those bungalow colonies and those homeowner associations, because you are on their turf. There's just harsh. It's a hard. You need to get them. They have to fall in love with you immediately.
Right. And when no one's heard of you, no one's on your team until you get them. Like I need a joke like it first 11 seconds to really get them on my team, because it's literally the whole HOA board sitting front row, arms crossed, like, well, this guy's a comedian. Let's see, I'm a comedian. Like a bunch of those guys, and then and the age range is like 11 to probably 88. Like it's all like toddlers and Holocaust survivors.
Right.
But this last show went amazing. Thank God.
Where was it?
It was in a bungalow colony called Moonlight.
Oh my God.
This is not like Borscht Belt when like I've seen videos of you in like the Catskills, like like in like Kutchers and like Grossinger's. Like that's different. That's a ballroom with like this is like they have a little shul with some folding chairs and bright lights. The whole place is lit up, and you get there and they're like, "Did you bring a sound system by any chance?" Thank God I did. I brought a sound system.
You brought your sound system. Wow.
I forgot to plug that specific plug that comes from the speaker into the wall.
No,
because it's a very specific cable. And I went into someone's bungalow and took the plug from their Shabbos water maker. You know, we have the special like big tanks that keep the water hot all Shabbos.
Yes.
So that is the plug that still uses for the speaker. So I went into some lady's bungalow and took her thing out of her hot water tank.
That two-prong hole. Yes. I can't believe that worked for your speaker.
Yeah.
That's Mashiach energy. You understand that, no?
Hashem said hello.
It was Hashem saying
there
hello.
Was no other option.
Have a good show. It's Hashem telling you, I got you. Go have a good show.
And I did.
Did you kill? You killed. Yeah. Just so those of you who understand what's going on. So they're in the Catskill Mountains. People have people who live in Brooklyn and Borough Park and wherever, they have these little homes where they can escape being in the city. It's a little cooler, but it's still a community. It's like the houses aren't massive. Some communities do have massive homes, and they have like the center, they have like a pool, tennis courts, whatever. And then they have like they're called the casino. They call it a casino.
The casino is the shul, is the multi-purpose room.
It's a multi-purpose room, right. And then they have these shows there, and some of them are lit and amazing, and they're just you just need a mic, and a little bit of light, and you just go at it.
Yeah,
I did one of those where they decided that the same place where they do their prayers should not be where they do comedy. Someone decided that's gonna be their fight.
Right.
So they had to move the whole thing onto the basketball court.
Okay.
And they set it up, men on one side, women on the other.
Oh, this is like a Hasidic bungalow.
Yeah, it was very religious bungalow.
Okay.
And I show up there with Leo. This is 10 years ago. It's like when I first began being with Leo. And we showed up there, and Leo's just like watching this, Hasids after Shabbos, pulling it together. Some of them still wearing their hats and their fur hats, and like it was coming together. It was one of the, I'll tell you, I remember the show. It was so lit. It was so on fire. It was so good. They were so into it. I was into it. Paid cash. It was great.
Cash
is great. Yeah. But those shows make you strong. So when you're performing in the theater, you're like, this is the easiest thing on earth.
Right.
This is the easiest thing on earth,
Especially if there's like, when I do a show now where it's like there's a real budget for it and someone's on sound, there's a real sound tech making sure the sound is perfect, and there's an opener, and I'm like, this is child's play.
Yeah.
Like I've gotten up. I had the worst. I wanted to tell you about this. I had the worst bomb in my life in my short comedic career, but like I've done a bunch of sheva brachos and Jewish organizations. I had the worst. And it was for an amazing family. They had me for one of their sheva brachos in a restaurant.
Sheva brachos are an after party for a wedding.
Yeah.
The 7 days after a wedding, there's this thing called the sheva brachot, 7 blessings, and they can be over the top sometimes. They can be bigger than most people's weddings.
So this family that hired me for one of these after parties, it was like a small thing a few months ago. It was amazing. They're incredible people. They were making another sheva brachos for one of his like business partners.
Yeah.
It was in the Cipriani Wall Street.
Yeah.
Right. Rented out the whole thing. You know what that is? So
I know what it
that is and they had the whole ballroom, but it was set up for a concert, a Jewish concert. They had like, for those like MBD, Shweki, and the 100 pieces and a little Hasidic kid singing in an orchestra. And the ballroom was, and the dance floor was empty.
Yeah.
Meaning there was men over there and women over there. And I was performing to like no one.
To no one, yeah. You're on the dance floor.
Yeah.
So so what did you do?
I bombed. Never bombed that hard in my life.
So do you want to know what you do in that situation?
That's what I'm asking you.
Okay. So you tell them, make sure the whole dance floor is lit so they see you from everywhere, and literally walk around and do your joke to a section, to one table, to 2 tables here. Focus on them. Don't focus on the whole room. You're so far back and removed from them. It's too crazy. This happened in the Sands. There's
Sands in Atlantic Beach?
In Atlantic Beach. It's also a curve. It's a curve, right? So if you're standing on the stage where the band is, there's a whole, like almost like, what's it called? Like in front of a castle, a moat.
Right, exactly.
There's a moat. So you're standing on the other side of the moat from them. No, get up, start doing your act, get one table, just focus on 1 or 2 tables, get them, kill them. And the rest, it'll just start, and then just back off a little bit, move to the other section, move to another section. Yeah. That's how you do that.
There was like 800 people there.
Yeah, I know. I've been in that Cipriani for that situation. Yeah.
You played in the Cipriani? It's not exactly a comedic energy.
No, it's not. You got to pull it out. You got to also go off of whatever just happened, and you got to make it so personal. You got to know all about the family and all about the kids.
So that I'm struggling with now. You used to do research before.
Sometimes you don't need major research. Something where like I did one for I forgot the name of the family, but they were like the only family. They're one of the richest families in Borough Park, but they're like, the father's known for not wearing a beard. He doesn't have a beard.
Well, if you're rich enough, you don't need one.
Right, exactly. I go, so he's so rich, he doesn't have to wear a beard. He did and they just died. Like, oh, he knows that. He knows that we know that he knows that we know that he knows that we know.
I love that.
You got to do that. Right. Whatever, always be in the room for whatever happens before the show. So you could just pop off of whatever they went and like, oh, he's on the spot. He's not coming. He's not a hack. He's not coming us with whatever he's been doing. That's like.
I struggle with a lot because anytime I do a sheva brachos, they're like, oh, and he'll make jokes about the family. I'm like, I don't know the family, and it's so hard to like write jokes for one show that you can never use again. But you're 100% right. It's the difference between killing a sheva brachos and bombing sheva brachos is like how inside.
So if we're now doing sheva brachos, let's talk this through for the people who are listening and don't know. And Periel is here in the room. Periel is here. Everybody also, folks, just in case we're just trying a different way to do this. So Periel, the sheva brachos it's these parties that are after the wedding. And sometimes they're huge. Let's say the family's so rich, both of the families are so rich. Instead of giving a gift to the father who's a partner, they make a big party for them.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, where it gets even more and more. But wait a minute. Now the partners are throwing a party for this couple who are the children of someone who they're partners with in a business,
and they don't want to be there. The couple.
Sometimes they invite people from work. And they make it the holiday party.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yes. So now you're in the room. There's all these people from Flatbush or Borough Park or wherever.
And there's three HR ladies from Harlem.
And then there's a few tables of just people who work in the business.
Yes.
And they're there too. And the whole thing's tax deductible.
That's a real thing.
Yeah. This is the holiday party.
Oh, that's why they invite them.
Yes, this is the holiday party. And now you have to go up and make everyone laugh.
Yeah.
So that's your situation.
So the way I explain like what a sheva brachos is to like, let's say a not religious audience, I think it's the funniest thing. I said that basically normal people, non-Jews, when they get married, the couple, the second the wedding's over, they go away to an island to bask in each other's love for a week. Orthodox Jews spend a week in dimly lit dairy restaurants introducing our spouse to the worst parts of our family. Just every uncle is going to get up and give a 40-minute speech.
Yeah.
And I always ask whenever I do one of these parties, I ask which number sheva brachos are we up to? Because if it's anything past 3, everyone in the room hates each other already. Yeah. They've been having dinner every night together.
Right.
And they just planned a wedding together where they fought over every flower, who should pay for what. These people hate each other. I think it's the funniest thing. And you have to go in and like, don't make a joke about her because he stole my uncle's apartment in Israel and they have a bad relationship and like.
It's touchy.
Yeah.
It's touchy. Don't make, but they tell you he and him used to work together, but he stole, but don't mention it. They give you all the information to don't mention that.
Don't say anything about it.
Don't mention that. And she was going to marry him, but their daughter, but just don't mention that either. But they tell you what not to mention, things you never would have known, but they tell you, don't mention that. Just don't mention that. Sheva brachos was a good source of income for a while.
Yeah, it's because it's a good source of income and they're often the worst shows. They're very hard. So last night I had a perfect setup because I knew the family and they didn't like give me anything. So they're not necessarily expecting that I'm going to say things about them. But I actually told a funny story. I went to school with one of their kids and he had one of these things where he like got like religiously married in 8th grade as a joke in the school, like said the words you're supposed to say. And it was like this big thing when we were in 8th grade. So I opened with, you guys think this is my first sheva brachos for this family. I actually did what's his name's first wedding in 8th grade, like 20 years ago. I married him off and all the aunts, they lost it. They're like, we remember when he came home from school and the principal called that he was married.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And just to understand something, in these Jewish weddings, it's never the wedding of the kids. So if the bride and groom is David and Sarah, no one ever says, we're going to David and Sarah's wedding. No, it's the parents.
Right. It's like a Romeo and Juliet situation.
Right. They're talking about she's making a wedding. She's making a wedding. It's the parents. They don't want to talk about them. So now at the sheva brachos, whoever's speaking is always just probably kissing the father's ass. They're just like, he's the boss and they're throwing this party for him and they're trying to get like, in his, I had one that would just, I literally opened up with, is everybody done kissing tuchus over here? Everybody was just saying how great he is and how great the father is and how great the father is and how great the father is. And no one mentioned the couple at all. It's insane.
Right.
It's so niche. It's so amazing that you're building a business off of this.
Yeah. I mean, one day I hope it gets past that. But every time I do someone's sheva brachos, they tell me, anytime I meet someone Orthodox in the context of comedy, they tell me how they know you. That's their opening. I say, hi, I'm Dovie Neuberger. They say, we once had Modi My grandmother turned 85, and we made a little party with her. And they tell me that they had you, what year, and how much you charge them. They
They give you the price.
Yes, they want to know because it's a point of pride for them.
Of course.
Now he's this much, and I got him for this.
Right. You know what else you could do? Here's a good trick for you. You're gonna love this. So people come up to you and they say to you, we saw you, and they're trying to figure out where they saw you, and it's not gonna be good.
I would say OnlyFans.
No. Oh, that's funny. So while they're doing, they go, so on the Tonight Show, on Letterman, in the Beacon, and at the Radio City Music Hall. I go, no, we saw you at the Bungalow Colony, and like such a deflation of like where you thought it was gonna go.
They always say, "We saw you." Is it gonna be the same jokes? Are you gonna? Because then I'm gonna leave. Okay.
Oh God, that's
every time.
Oh, it's so horrible. Wait, you told me you're doing a comedy club in New Jersey now, right?
Yeah. So I'm opening. I mean, this is part of my strategy. I mean, I love comedy and I love comedians, but it's part of my strategy to kind of eke my way into a little bit more secular space. So a Hasidic buyer group actually bought this hotel, and we're trying to bring like a vibe back to Jersey. Make it not just a conference hotel, but a place where people come to see comedy shows and come to see concerts, and there's going to be cool restaurants and things like that. So they're really investing a lot of money into this. It's called The Wrong Floor, because like you get off at the wrong floor, which to me like is a lot about what a comedy club is supposed to bring into your life. Like you go to a show and you're going through X, and you're in the middle of a million different things in your life. But when you step into a place like the Comedy Cellar, every anxiety in your head goes out the window for like 2 hours.
Okay. And
The Wrong Floor, to me, that's what that name means. You got off at the wrong floor because you didn't know you were going to a comedy show that night, but you got dumped by your boyfriend and your girls decided to take you out. So you're on the wrong floor. It's not where you're supposed to be in life, but it's the right floor for you in that moment. And that's like that's what's behind the name. And the concept is to bring like these like headliners from the city to like a New York City style comedy club in Jersey, and make a place in Jersey for like people local there that let's say they're past their prime of going out there in their mid 30s, and they got married, and like they remember the days where they used to be in the East Village and go to comedy clubs. So now they could do that for a night in little old Jersey.
Wow, what an amazing movie happening in your head. What an absolute wow. Wow. Okay, so let's dissect this.
Let's destroy it.
I'm not done. Chas v'sholom.
Yeah.
I'm not destroying. I'm just letting this. Here's what I hear: a Hasidic, an Orthodox, the Hasidic. You know what Hasidic is? The guys with the curly cues and the Hasidic. They bought a hotel in New Jersey, and to do something inside, they're going to make a comedy club. This is all good until the government says, hey, we'll pay you for every room if we can store homeless people with AIDS in there. We have homeless people that have pneumonia. If we'll pay, and they'll be like, you got it, no problem. And then a check comes for the government for every one of the rooms, and then they're not going to need your comedy club.
That's true. I remember I did real estate before I was in comedy, and I did that exact scenario.
Exact same scenario, yeah. Okay. Now, first of all, it is a great location for comedy. There used to be 2 comedy clubs out there. Bananas.
Right, Bananas Comedy Club is still there.
It's still.
Yeah.
There used to be 2.
There was one. They have one now. I mean, there's a Stress Factory in Jersey.
That's a different thing. That's like further down.
Right.
Yeah.
That's more towards the shore.
Yeah.
And then like in the summer, there's like pop-ups like DSN and whatever.
Right. I was telling you about, I think I've told a story on the podcast before, but one time I was opening for Richard Lewis.
Right.
And it was in this restaurant, and the bottom was the comedy club. And the restaurant was like a soprano setup completely. And there was these steep stairs that went downstairs, and there was a comedy club. And so it was complete mafia. Like it was literally out of The Sopranos. And I was opening for Richard Lewis, and he was down there, and they had a piano on stage, like a baby grand piano that was on stage. And after I got off the stage, I sat next to the owner, and the owner was looking at Richard Lewis's set and watched the whole set. And then afterwards in the green room goes, why did you need us to bring the piano from upstairs downstairs? He goes, for my notes. And he told him, you're not performing here tomorrow. And then I headlined. He wouldn't let him back in the club.
Because of that?
Because can you imagine bringing a baby grand piano down? He must have had like 15 Goombas bringing that thing down. And it was
so funny.
Insane.
So you got the show the next night.
So the next day I did the whole show. We brought somebody else. He didn't let him back in the club.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Richard Lewis is doing fine, but
yeah, you're right. People don't want to travel in, and they should go see those shows.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Actually, I wanted to ask you something.
Go ahead.
Related. This is something I had in mind to ask you because obviously I have a lot of like Jewish shows booked, like Orthodox shows, shuls, organizations. And every Jewish event now, unfortunately, is subject to what's going on in Israel. We might have to cancel your show if we hear of an attack, that. And I was thinking, like, what you told me you got passed in the cellar in 1994.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
What did Comedy Cellar shows look like in October of 2001? Like, what happened like a week after 9/11? Like, what was going on in the
It wasn't the week. It was the Tuesday was the it happened.
They didn't cancel the whole shows for the
No. We went right on stage. It happened on a Tuesday. I think the following Tuesday we were back on, or the following right away. And let me tell you something. I just did a show at after some horrible tragic event. I was doing a Jewish show, like a Jewish private event. You can't. That's why the tour that I'm on now is called Pause for Laughter. Because whatever you're doing, it's not gonna. It will be there when you come back. Your phone will be there with all the news from Arutz 12 and from Haaretz, and Jewish press and Jewish news press and journal news, Jewish journal news, Jewish press news journal, Jewish whatever. It'll all be there. Take an hour, whatever it is for the comedy show. Pause, laugh, relax, and then go back into your stressing out about
things you can't help,
things you can't do.
Right.
That's the only answer I can tell you. But yeah, 9/11. We just watched the Osama bin Laden thing on Netflix. The Manhunt.
The Manhunt. I didn't see it.
It's amazing how you just forgot that all the events that happened and all of the stuff throughout the years that happened. But the Comedy Cellar went right on.
Right.
Just people came down, they came back up, and it was just you go right back into it. But you take that breath, just a. Your body.
The reason I thought I was watching a clip of yours, like a vintage clip from like you must have been in like Rodney's or Dangerfield's, it was called then, and you were talking about how it was a clip about how like Americans only learn geography once we bomb a place,
right?
And it was clear. I was like, this must have been right after 9/11.
Yeah.
And like, I guess the show stops or no?
It was the comic strip live. It was the comic strip live. And I was like one of the big jokes because we no one heard of Islami Bob or Zubi Bob and Bobby Bob and Chastizi Bob. No one heard of any of these places. All of a sudden, we're all experts. Just like with
my mom now in Iran. My mom knows wherever Iranian nuclear reactor is.
That's it.
She's like, we got to go in between the mountains. There, I'm like, why don't you call Bibi and tell him?
Right, no, she has the plan. It's amazing. It's so good.
I do that. I do a bit about it now. How like.
Yeah,
I'm like when you used to go to Israel, and I got this from a rabbi I think actually once. Like the first cab I go into, he tells me, "I want you to know I was the one I liberated Jerusalem in 1967."
Oh, yeah.
Like every cab driver you get in for the whole year liberated Jerusalem in 1967. So it's the same thing now with like anything that happens in Israel. Yeah. Like every Shabbat table you're at, every mom's like, my nephew, he first boots on the ground.
In Israel, those of you who don't know, like when you're in Israel and you're in a car, in a cab, or it's still, there's no Uber.
Right.
It's a cab. It's his business and you're in it. You're in his store. It's his business. He has the medallion. He's whatever it is. And it's set up every
and
cab.
He's a life mentor.
Wait, no. So, no, but the worst is when you're there for the news. So first of all, he's got his Tehillim and Baba Sali and the rug and the Chamsa. And then he has like where he takes notes and 5 different phones and 4 different GPS machines. It looks like a cockpit of a 747. Okay. The news comes on. In Israel, on the hour, every day there's news. Beep, 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 beep. כל ישראל מירושלים. החדשות צה"ל היום הכניס לתוך החלטתם יום טוב ויום נעים. They're done. And then he turns the radio off and he'll give you his comment. He's going to tell you, מאיפה הם הביאו את זה? מה הם נכנסו בחזרה לשם? Why did they go back in there? He's giving you the full commentary of what you just... I don't understand the news in Israel. My Hebrews is I can't kill it like that. They're like, first of all, they're and they're in like words like what are you saying? And then just like he's just like, Mao, you're there, and he's assuming you're gonna be on his side.
Which I always pretend I am.
Of course, what are you going to fight him? I have no idea what's happening in Israel. I don't know anybody that's in the government. Whatever the cab driver says, you just want to get through this. That's all you care about. It's all you want. Just get through the ride. But yeah, you're in their life. You're in their life.
And whichever politician came up in the news, I find they know him. Yay! When he was in Bat Yam, he used to eat by my mom.
They have some connect. The whole country has 18 people in it,
right,
so everybody know the what's it called? The degrees of separation. It's not 6. It's like half.
Right.
It's half a degree of separation. Yeah. Good.
I saw you're doing shows in Israel.
We are booked for some shows in Israel, and God willing, we'll be doing them. And it's all. Should we just plug some shows now? Yeah. Well, first of all, besides thanking you for being here today, we want to make the fact that you're here is because we have amazing sponsors, collaborators, friends that help with the podcast, A&H Provisions. We want to thank them. I hope you guys had an amazing 4th of July and everybody ate your hot dogs. I will tell you that we did. We got them at, I think, Trader Joe's. Or I don't know, wherever Leo picked it up, we got them and they were amazing, a hit with all of our friends. And 30% off your first order if you use promo code MODI, M-O-D-I, and it's at kosherdogs.net. Thank you, Seth, and I hope you can much continued success, and thanks for being a part of this podcast. Also, Weitz and Luxembourg, the law firm that not only does well, they do good, super philanthropic. They help all kinds of organizations and good things they bring to the world. One of them being our podcast. We want to thank them, and of course Arthur Luxembourg and Randy Luxembourg, who listens to the podcast and tells him what she heard, and that's basically it. Yeah, but we have shows coming up. I just want to do a quick read through of some of the shows we have. In July 23rd, Indianapolis. 24th, Columbus, Ohio. August 10th, Hampton Bays, 2 shows sold out. November 12th, Vancouver. The 13th of November, San Francisco. Then we're going back to Europe. November 16th, Vienna. Speaking of Vienna, I had dinner. When you travel throughout the world and under the Jewish kind of umbrella-ish, organically amazing things happen. We met a guy in Vienna, Oscar Deutsch, who runs like a lot. He's like a macher there, and his family.
Machers in Europe.
They have macher. Yeah, he's a macher in Vienna. He's a great guy, and he's a great family. And they were in town in New York. And Modi, if you'd like to go have dinner, have lunch with you, and I'm like, where am I taking these guys? Casa Cipriani. I'm not a member. This Amansh, Mamat. Took him to 2nd Avenue Deli. Went to 2nd Avenue Deli, me, Oscar Deutsch, and his family, and we had the most. They didn't know how good deli could be. 2nd Avenue Deli is on a level that it's you can't even discuss it.
Well, you know why? Because in Europe, something happened to all the good delis.
Yeah, but anyway, speaking of Vienna, there's a big project to rebuild the 200-year-old synagogue that's still there. It survived all those wars. If you go to synagogue.vienna and on Instagram, you can be a part of helping that. So we're there on the 16th. That show's going to be amazing. And then we're in Amsterdam on the 18th of November, Berlin the 20th of November, 23rd of November, Paris. That show is going to be on fire. Anybody listening to this anywhere in Europe, make a weekend of it. Come to Paris. December 6th, we're in Seattle. And then, this is very important, Atlanta show. We sold out the show on the 11th. We're adding the 10th, and we're making it into a taping. I'm going to be taping Pause for Laughter, the tour. It's going to be amazing and tight and unbelievable, but it's going to be a taping where there's a very good chance whatever seat you bought, you'll be getting a better one when they move people around a little bit. But so that's it. On the 10th and 11th of of December, we're going to be taping. And could you imagine I'm taping my special in Georgia? Not Florida, not LA, not New York, not Miami, Georgia.
Actually, it kind of makes sense to me now that I'm doing, because I don't know anyone in New York that hasn't heard me. So I would like, isn't it nice to have like a fresh audience for the...
No, they've heard me, but they just haven't seen me. Atlanta. I was there. I was there a year and a half ago.
But I'm saying for this round of material,
yeah,
right? So it'll be there, meaning there's the concentration of people in the audience that have never heard this material is going to be very high. Whereas if you did it in New York or LA, then there's going to be 20% that have like heard a lot of the jokes already.
I'm going to tell you something, and you know, we were thinking about doing the taping in Florida again, where I did 8 shows, and people would have come to hear the same show again, and they would have been fine with it. Every show, even though it's sometimes the same material, there's a different vibe. My mom came to all 3 shows at the Beacon, and she never usually comes, especially when there's like a matinee show and an evening show. She never stays for 2. She came for all 3 of the Beacon shows because she had a guest list the size of you can't imagine. She wanted to make sure they all saw her and she saw them and all that. But my mom was like, I got it. The shows aren't the same.
The shows aren't the same, but like when you're taping a special, don't you want a specific like reaction audience? And
you tape 2 always. You don't do 1.
Right.
You have to do 2 in case things can go crazy wrong.
And have a heart attack. They mix them in between.
You mix in between, right. Yeah. And you know, but every show is different, even though it's the same material. There's a vibe in the room. There's an audience, and that's what it is. How are we doing time wise? Well, good. We're going to start wrapping this up. Dovie, tell everybody what you are doing, where they can see you, how they can hear you, besides your Instagram, which is...
Follow me on Instagram at Dovie Neuberger for...
Dovie.
In all seriousness, I love all your messages.
No, tell them. Be specific. They don't know.
Oh, sorry. DOVINEUBERGER. I'm a better person than I make out to be, and it does mean a lot to me that everyone follows.
He's hysterical, and he's hysterical, and the bits are crazy, and I don't know how you have the koyach to sit there and tape them and edit them. Shkoyach, good for you, good for you.
Yeah,
and it's saving you from posting any of your
any of my real content. Yeah,
any of
my stand-up. But you could.
I've never seen your stand-up. I've never seen you on this podcast because of
I could come to Vienna.
Come to Vienna.
If you want to see me, I'll be opening for 4 headliners in my new comedy club at the Wrong Floor in Jersey. I'm playing Vacation Village, Beaver Lake, Presidential Estates, and
Presidential Estates. It's amazing. Oh my God, that room in the back. You're gonna have
no idea.
Great room. So Presidential Estates.
You booked me that one.
Did I?
Arnie.
Arnold. Amazing. Arnold Graham.
Yeah.
Good. Oh my God. So this is what happened. It was a completely irreligious community.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, foreign people moved in. And so
last time I was there's a Minion factory. It's pretty religious now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. So you're working in front of like people who've been there since the 30s, literally sitting there complete with the pants, and then you have all the Khanis and the guys with the white shirts in the back. But it's an amazing room, strong mic, good lights. Oh, so good. You have a great time.
Yeah. So that's over the summer, and then just follow me for my next shows.
Okay.
Yeah.
We just gave you all of my shows, and please come. Be the friend that brings the friends to the comedy shows. See where there's a show near you, near your friends. Buy them tickets. Buy yourself tickets. Always get extra tickets. People are going to need it when the show comes around, and that creates Mashiach energy. And all the Mashiach energy merch that you're seeing and loving and asking where is it available on ModiLive.com, on Instagram Modi_live. And thank you all for being a part of this. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it.
This flew by. I didn't realize
the hour flies by.